New topic, it's evaporation. What is evaporation? In our daily life we see at many places water is present, but after some time its amount is reduced or it is not there. For example, if you are mopping floor on your home, in your home you mop the floor. After some time it dries without boiling that water. Same happening here. See this. I put a wet cloth here, means I mop the board. Now what's happening? This water is drying itself without boiling. That means this liquid water is converting into vapors without boiling. So this process is called evaporation. In your junior classes also you have done this. In case of water cycle, you see what happens. Water from water sources converts into vapors and forms clouds. This is due to process of evaporation. Water from plant leaves also goes into atmosphere. That means liquid water converts into vapors. This is also due to evaporation. In case of plants, this process is known as transpiration. So, today this is our topic, evaporation. What is evaporation? Process of change of liquid into its vapors. Up to here it is the same as a boiling process. At any temperature below its boiling point. It is the main difference between boiling process and evaporation. At any temperature. In case of water, if I am taking boiling process, then what should be there? Temperature should be 100 degree Celsius. Water temperature should be 100 degree Celsius. That means I have to heat the water up to 100 degree Celsius to convert into vapors. But in case of evaporation, what happened? In case of evaporation, there is no need to heat this water. More than 0 degree Celsius to below 100 degree Celsius. That means if I am starting here from 1 degree Celsius to 99 degree Celsius for water, its vapors can be there, and this process is called evaporation. So actually what happens in the process of evaporation? This is container. In this we are putting water. So I am marking here surface water molecules with this color to show the difference, and these are below here. Now what happens? Due to heating, it can be sun's heat, solar energy heat. Then what happens? These particles take this heat, surface particles take this heat. They start movement at their place and start to break their force of attraction between their surrounding particles. Now they are starting to break their force of attraction. The time when they break their force of attraction with surrounding particles, these particles goes into atmosphere. That means it convert into vapors. So if this way, these surface particles first take heat and convert into vapors. But the temperature of down particles is lower because they have given their energy to these particles to convert into vapor phase. I have used one term, latent heat, in previous topic. So latent heat is taken by here. If this particle wants to convert into vapor, it should take latent heat, then it can convert its state. From where this latent heat is taken? From surrounding heat, from surrounding particles. When these surrounding particles give heat to this particular particle, their temperature decreases. If temperature of this particle is 10 degrees Celsius previously, temperature of this particle is also 10 degrees Celsius. Now what's happening? This particle A is taking some heat from surrounding. Its temperature becomes 12 degrees Celsius. Same time it is taking heat from this B particle and its heat becomes 8 degree. That means 2 degree it has given to this A particle. Now the temperature of A particles become 14 degrees Celsius. Its temperature is now more than B particle. B particle temperature is 8 degrees Celsius. This way its heat going on increase and finally this A particle break the force of attraction and convert into vapors. And down particles temperature is lower than these surface particles. This happens in evaporation. It will be more clear from examples or factors. So I am here taking now factors. The factors on which evaporation depends. Means evaporation will be more or evaporation will be less due to these factors. First one is surface area. Second is humidity. Third one is wind speed. Fourth one, temperature. And fifth one, nature of liquid that we are taking for evaporation process. So I will discuss these one by one. First is surface area. What is surface area? Area of the surface of anything is called its surface area. It will be clear with example. This is container A. This is container B. Now I am putting here T in both the containers. So its surface area is less, so amount of liquid will be this way. Now what is the difference in A and B? Difference is only in surface area. Both are containing 10 ml T. This is the surface area. This is the difference here. So in which container T will cool fast? Yes, in A. But why? This is due to evaporation. Container A particles taking heat from surrounding. So at a time these particles will convert into vapors and only these particles left. And here what happens? Only these particles will convert into vapors and only these will lose their heat, but here all are losing their heat to convert them into vapors. So container A T will cool faster than container B. That means evaporation in container A is more due to more surface area and evaporation in container B is less due to small surface area. Next, second one, humidity. What is humidity? Humidity is amount of water vapors present in air. We can see it that in rainy days humidity is more, or in the month of July, August, after rainy season, we feel that it is more humid. You have seen in the month of May or June, when summer season is there, we are getting heat, but sweat is less, because in that time what is happening? Our sweat is evaporating fast. But in the month of August, July or August, what happens? Sweat is more. Why? Because evaporation is less. That is directly related to humidity. Our environment can contain only a fixed amount of water vapors in it. Now what happens? If after rain water vapors are already more in atmosphere, then it cannot take more water vapors from the ground or water surface. But in summer season, water vapors are less in atmosphere. That means humidity is less in atmosphere. Then our atmosphere can take more water vapors from the surface, ground or water sources. Then that case evaporation is more. So what's happening? Here I am taking the case of rainy season and summer season. In rainy season, these are the humidity particles, and in summer season humidity is less. So I am taking containers of same surface area. Now surface area is the same. Water is also same. Amount of water also same in both the containers. Now what happens? There is already water vapors present in atmosphere. So no water vapors will go there. But here water vapors are less. So water will convert easily into vapors, and these will go into atmosphere, and this way evaporation will be more in this case. So today we discuss these surface area and humidity factors. So surface area is directly proportional to evaporation. It means if surface area more, evaporation will be also more. If surface area will less, evaporation will be less. Second factor we discuss with humidity. Humidity is inversely proportional to evaporation. Means if humidity more, then evaporation less. If humidity less, then evaporation will be more. Next factors I will discuss in next lecture.